before this starts, I made a second channel. It's on the screen. Go check it out in the description. I'm gonna upload on there. Alright, goodbye. Alrighty, so here we are. Today, I reveal all my secrets. Now, I'm gonna be giving some tips. This video is gonna be a little bit more informative than my usual videos are, but we will get back to just the screaming and chaos very shortly. The way this video is gonna work is it's gonna be in 3, I guess, parts. Just how it's gonna be structured. I'm gonna go over building the traps, baiting people into them, and then like actually executing the action of like doing the trap, you know? So yeah, just keep in mind this isn't like a formula for like guaranteed success. I think if you have a brain, you can realize that, but it should help you out a little bit. Alrighty, so for the first thing, we're gonna do, building traps. So preferably, I tend to lean towards building traps at my base or like the surrounding islands like that. The reason I don't really like mid is because it takes forever to dig like a hole. Alright, so I'm a boomer and I did it too late. So I'm just gonna say it now. So, if you're trying to build a 1x1 or like a very small hole, if you've ever played Skywars, you know that there's like the borders around. Literally, what you can do is while the borders are up, you can just dig straight down. Keep in mind, I'm in a custom, I just have respawns on. But in a public game, if it was like before the game started, I could literally just do this, and I would be able to respawn. Yeah, just, once again, I had to demonstrate it differently, but you have to do that before the game actually starts. Now, next is for, like, bigger type of holes, you know what I mean? If you're digging traps, this isn't, like, that useful, but it's just kind of cool. If you're digging traps and you run into stuff like this where, like, that takes forever, use your sword. It goes so much faster. You just use your sword, that's it. If you have a diamond sword, it goes even faster. Like, literally, that's all you do. Okay, now, you are in this position where you're on the final block. Most people will do this, where they'll dig in here and they'll build up. I do not do that. I do one of two things. So, I either build up 3, go to the side and break underneath me like that, or I just do this and then build up with these, with crumbling cobblestone, and I'm out. So, once again, if you're just in the hole, you can literally just break the blocks under you if you just crouch to the side and break them. Or, once again, you can use the crumbling cobble. Alright, now, the final thing that I feel like is kind of obvious, but I'm still going to mention it, is, like, be smart about where you put the trap. Like, just think about it. Is a head hitter more likely to work there? Or is it more likely to work, like, right here? Where you can just do this. And then there's a hole right here. Make your traps blend in. It's pretty easy. You don't really have to think about it too much. Alright, now, we will go into baiting a little bit. Baiting, it's kind of difficult. It's more difficult now than it used to be, definitely. With baiting, I always have, like, 1 piece of diamond armor and 1 piece of chain armor. And then the rest is iron. So, like, this would be bait armor, you know? Because the thing is, you always want full armor, like, no matter what, because you're gonna need to take some hits from these people. Like, they're not gonna chase you if you're, like, halfway across the map. They're gonna chase you if you're, like, close to them, you know? So you need to have good armor so you don't die in, like, 2 hits. Another thing is, you need to judge how good they are at the game. It sounds kind of weird, but if someone is really bad, you can just tell, and, like, you're going to target that person, you know? Like, let's say on that island there's a really bad team, and on that island there's a very good team, you're probably gonna go for those guys, you know? That's another thing. If there's, like, if you join a game and there's, like, sweats, just target them and kill them. It's that simple, okay? That is literally what I do every game, is whenever there's a sweat, I just target them off spawn and kill them. Just because then they kill everyone and I can't trap people. Another thing is you need to keep a good distance with people when they're chasing you, because if you're too far away, they're gonna get bored, or if you're too far away, they're gonna notice the trap. It's one of the two. Alright, now, let's say that you are baiting someone, and they're not really following you, right? What you don't want to do is run to the trap, okay? Unless you're already at it, that's fine. But just don't go anywhere near the trap, because if they're not following you, there's probably a reason, right? So what I do when someone doesn't follow me is I just look busy, okay? Even if it's just this, where you just look like you're mining something, but you're actually not. Like, literally, if someone doesn't chase you, just mine ores for a little bit, you know, mine some gold or whatever. Wait like a couple seconds, and then go back and try again. Okay, let's say I'm trying to bait someone, and, like, this trap would never work. But let's say I'm trying to bait someone, and there's, like, a hole right here. Don't stand right here, okay? Don't, like, camp right next to your trap. Like, if this was my trap right here, and I was baiting someone, I'd probably, like, run over here, you know, and I'd be in third person. And when I see them running across, then I go over and I get ready, you know? You don't want to make it, like, blatantly obvious that you're trapping people, because then you won't get them. Alright, now I'm gonna go into the part of the video that is, like, executing the trap. The funny part, okay? So, what you should pretty much do, like, okay, here, let me get slime blocks. Alright, it's a new game. I ran out of time in that old custom. Here is normally what I do. I pretty much know, like, how every trap is gonna work. But once again, if you're, like, newer to trapping, I would really recommend just, like, let's say I have a slime block trap right here or something. Alright, so let's say I'm gonna be spleefing some fella. It's gonna be so funny. Like, you don't have to actually break it, but just, like, you know, just understand what you're going to do. Like, it's that simple, you know? You don't want to really go into it blind, because then it's probably gonna fail. Like, literally just, like, practice or something. Like, if you're so incredibly new, you might want to just, like, go over here, practice, like, breaking it, and then when the time actually comes, you'll probably succeed. Now, another thing that is very important about the actual trap activation is, once again, your distance, okay? Your distance between you and the person you're baiting is very important, because if they are really far behind, they're gonna see it coming from a mile away. So once again, that's more like baiting, but, like, you don't wanna pre-fire your trap, you know? Because if you do it early, they're obviously not gonna run. You gotta time it perfectly, pretty much. Usually for a spleef, just time it like the second they land on this thing and you'll be good. Especially with slimes, they break super fast. It takes a lot of practice. You're not just gonna become a god at trapping, like, overnight. Pretty much the main thing about executing traps is timing. Block traps are a very good example of, like, why timing is so important. But even, like, the simple block trap, where you just break that and place those, where the hole has, like, been there for years, that takes some timing. Like, this, I didn't do that, like, instantly, you know? That took a while. It sounds really cliche, but you do need to practice a lot of stuff, and then you will become very good. You should really know what you're doing. You should time it perfectly, so then, you know, the person you're trying to trap still feels safe, even though they're clearly not. But, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me. Hope this helped you. Hope you enjoyed it. And, yeah, I will see you next video. Goodbye.